Jerry and a couple of other people in compliance kind of met up, and we had the same vision. He said, how can we bank the unbanked? And that's exactly what Uulala has done for the past 3 years. We've been building our own technology to actually bank the unbanked. And here's the problem, right? You talked about naysayers, Jerry. You know, let's go back to that. They said that it's impossible to bank the unbanked because the cost, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, they predict that it costs them $380 to service one client in the banking structure. We had to build our own technology where it costs us under $2 a year to bank an individual. So when it comes down to the naysayers, they usually say that they can't do it because they don't want to do it, because they don't want to change. I always say that technology is a force multiplier. And now we have something that can actually multiply our efforts and to remove poverty. And just to give you a little bit of backstory, if I can share my screen, Jerry, I'll show them a couple of things. I don't know how I can host disabled attendees. If you can give me the ability to share screen, I'll show them what we're doing. So for 3 years, we've built our own technology where we can service via Visa or MasterCard and a digital banking structure where we literally can give a bank account, a digital bank account, not just a card, not just a prepaid debit or anything like that. We're talking about a digital bank account with a minimal identification. One of the biggest struggles in the world is that 30% of the people are unbanked. And they're unbanked because they have to, it's forced displacement. Or in the case of my mom, there was no opportunities in Mexico and she migrated to the United States. And because she had the guts to do that, we were able to have a better life, right? I was literally doing a TED Talk about 2 months ago in London. And I was with all these bankers and they literally said, that this is impossible. You can't do what you say you're gonna do. What I educated them on is that you're talking to the son of a migrant. You're talking to someone that used to pick strawberries right aside my mom. But because she was able to get some financial educations just here and there, what ended up happening is that my mom gave me the ability to go to school. And because I went to school, I became a diver with the United States Olympic team. I actually tried to go for the Olympics in 1992, didn't make it. But I met someone right after that incident that taught me business. And that was in the multi-level marketing industry. They taught me what I knew, they taught me how to speak, they taught me how to network, and I was able to become an entrepreneur. I ended up making millions of dollars being an executive of many companies. 6 years ago, we started a company that we did over $60 million, but there was always something that was missing. And let me show you what that something is, right? And thank you for allowing me to do this. So here's a couple of shots I want you to see. When they say that you can't do it, there'll be a day where you get to show them a picture of yourself doing a speech in front of all the bankers in the world or the major bankers in the world in Europe and educating them about financial education. When they say you can't do it, there'll be days where one day on the NASDAQ billboard, you'll be featured because you won their business model award. There'll be days where you'll be sitting along next to congressmen and senators, and this is John Chang, the treasurer of California. There'll be days where you're at the Vatican and you're educating the entire world on what we can do with financial inclusion. There'll be days where they said there's no way that the Vatican will accept you, where all of a sudden you're sponsoring events at the Vatican. There'll be days when they say that you can't do it, but the United Nations allows you in. There'll be days and naysayers all the time. But what we've done is we've taken those naysayers and we've taken those negative people and we've showed them that we can do it. And this is the Uulala platform, a complete financial inclusion platform that allows us to create digital bank accounts, which is a simple ID, running KYC around the world, using the United Nations KYC processes, and helping refugees, migrants, unbanked, and the bank have a better product. See, there's $7 trillion made in the banking structure. We believe it should be $1 trillion. That way $6 trillion goes back to society. We believe in that. And when Jerry and I sat down and we started talking about this, I told him we can do some great things together, because we can take the people who are bankable, and just by doing the same thing you're already doing, we're gonna give you a credit scoring system that's backed by the blockchain, that's immutable, that is patented technology. And I'll show you our patents behind this. We've been doing this for 3 years, and we finally got our patents just a week ago. And because of that, we've united with Up2give. So that way we can do something great together. And one of our first projects together is working directly with the United Nations, the JRS, the Laudato Si program at the Vatican, to help refugees get into the financial ecosystem so people can help them. This is the combination of multiple people coming together and saying it can be done. Universal basic income can happen. We can get people out of poverty. We can help people become bankable. We can help people get a new credit scoring system. I got carried away. I'm sorry. So
keep going, brother.
So
keep
sorry.
Going. Keep going. This is big, Oscar. We're gonna change the world together, man. This is why I love you, bro.
See, what they don't know, Jerry, I was born in a doghouse. My mom gave birth to me in a doghouse. That is the life of a migrant. And if I had the opportunity to become a multimillionaire because of following people like Jerry, because of doing those things, what can you do? What can you do? We fight for the unbanked. We fight for refugees. We fight for migrants in front of bankers who don't believe in us. But they believe in us now. They'll hear our voices, and we will change everything. With that, I'll give it back to Jerry, because I get emotional, because I'm the technology guy. We're going through, and what you guys don't know, we've gone through the compliance, one of the hardest compliance scenarios with the country of Bermuda. We've gone through compliance in the Philippines. We became a bank in Mexico, and we're going through DOJ, FBI background checks here in the United States to become a full-blown bank. So that way we can offer everything to the world. It should be one world, not a country against a country or a person against a person or whatnot. The meat, the justification of an individual should be his own merits, should be his own activities, should be his own drive. And that is what blockchain does for us. And we couldn't do it white labeling some bank's ecosystem or white labeling some person's wallet. We had to create it ourselves. And you know what? I'll show it to you guys. Let me tell you one more thing, and then I'll stop.
You gotta keep showing. Okay. This is what today was about. People need to see how big we are. That is huge, guys. This that he's showing you is exclusive.
The United States patent behind the system. And let me read it to you. It's a system and a method for data segmentation and distribution across multiple cloud storage points. Decentralized storage points, blockchain. We have one of the only patents in the world that will touch the blockchain industry, that will secure data. That is why the United Nations, the Vatican's Laudato Si program has awarded us, the Laudato Si program awarded us the first company ever to meet His Holiness Pope Laudato Si encyclical paper of being a humane capitalist. A humane capitalist. We can make money being humans.
That's right.
And that is what Up2give, and that is what Jerry has shown me, that he's willing to do that. So we're bringing the full force of everything Uulala has, uniting it with 26,000 pioneers so we can all change the world. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you for this time.
Thank you so much.